Hi everybody, it's Ryan and welcome to a follow-up video to week 2 of Game Development Club. For my Visual Studio Code users, me and Kunal tried a really long time after the meeting to somehow fix why my Visual Studio Code wasn't working for some reason. I have actually been using Visual Studio for the last 3 years, but I did make the transition recently to Visual Studio Code because it was a lighter weight IDE. But the IntelliSense on Visual Studio Code is really lacking, which is why we're heading back to the good old Visual Studio. Visual Studio does have some downsides compared to Visual Studio Code. Like it's a lot bigger than Visual Studio Code. But I feel like really good autocomplete is much better than just like some random optimization issues than like a autocomplete that just doesn't function at all. So yeah, that is why we are going with Visual Studio. And to my members who have already downloaded Visual Studio through Unity, just go to this timestamp right here and you should get it hooked up to Unity. Okay, let's start with the Mac version of downloading Visual Studio and hooking it up and everything. Here's a timestamp for the Windows one. I'll just put it up here. Alright, so first you're going to want to type in Visual Studio into Google or whatever your search engine is. So do that real quick. Then you're going to want to click the first link you see. Click that. Then scroll a bit down and you will see Visual Studio. There are 3 Visual Studios and this is the Mac one, so I'll just click Mac. Here we go. You'll click it um, and this will take you to another page. Just click that. There you go. And now it's basically downloading. It'll take a few seconds, but eventually you will get a .dmg file. Now that you have this .dmg file, just double click it and then it'll open up a Visual Studio installer program. Just double click that as well, and then now we have Visual Studio installer open. It's going to take a bit to verify. Take a second, let's open that up. And now it's going to like go through the whole installing process. Let's continue. And yeah, so I actually don't want you guys to install any of these extra Android, Mac, whatever, not Mac, I mean like Apple stuff. We only want the .NET SDK. So just select the .NET SDK and nothing else selected and just wait for it to download. It will take a really long time. I'm talking like a good 10 minutes. Like it'll take a while. Okay, so just be patient, but eventually it will load to 100%. And once it has, it'll ask you for your password and you'll eventually get the Visual Studio for Mac screen. Alright, let's make a fresh Unity project right now. So to do that, you just go to the new project thing on the top right, then open it up and go to 2D core. Don't make like a sample or anything, just make 2D core. We just want a regular 2D app, right? And just name it something appropriate, not that, name it something appropriate. Like, I don't know, my project. Yeah, that seems better. And yeah, just create the project. Alright, so eventually your project should load. The first load always takes the longest because, like, it's just long. But now we're just going to make a really simple script here. I'm not going to be going over what exactly you're supposed to do and what everything means because that's going to be in week 3. But I'm just going to test out how the script works in Unity. So let's just do this real quick. Let's just make a random script. To go into random script, you go in your project, go to and right click in this empty space here, then right click, go to create, and then finally go to C# at the top. Click that, name it something random, and yeah, there you go. Alright, so let's finally finish this up in Mac. So to open up Unity in Mac, you go to open on your Visual Studio, and then let's go search for our project. It should be in some file that you've kept. Go there and then click, okay, make sure to click the assembly c#.csproj file. This will allow you to edit all your C# stuff. So then open up that and it should immediately open your project in Unity. Open up that assembly C# and open up assets. You should see your script there. Double click that and it should open. Make sure the IntelliSense is working. Just try to type up transform and if you get a lot of options like I am right now, you should be totally fine. You should be all set to go. All right, let's down Visual Studio for Windows. The footage is courtesy of Kunal, of course. All right, so just type in Visual Studio like he did here, and then click the Visual Studio, just the very first link you see. All right, scroll down and download Visual Studio Community 2022. Once this installer is done downloading, just double click it and it will start installing everything. All right, it will take a little bit, but eventually you will get there. You will eventually be met with this screen, and on this screen all you gotta do is scroll down and then select making games with Unity. As you can see there, game development with Unity. Just click that and then hit install. This will take another long, very, very long time. Um, a bit longer than before, so I'll just give you a time lapse here. And eventually it will finish, of course, and it will try to get you to sign up for, I think it's just Microsoft sign in. You can sign in, but we just kind of skipped this here because, I don't know, we didn't feel like it. Okay, then it will ask you for a theme. If you don't choose dark mode, you are officially banned off this earth. We chose light mode, so we're actually in hell right now. Once you get a screen like this, you can go ahead and open up Unity again, and then go to Edit and Preferences. Here you'll be able to find the external editor area where you can change where the external tools are. And then you go to the external script editor part up there, right? Yep, and click Browse. And then you just have to find Visual Studio 2022, the app. Make sure to find the app with the icon that's purple, okay? And there we go. Now we have the transform and all the awesome stuff appears in like a big row once you do it. That's exactly what we wanted. And yeah, that was Windows installation of Visual Studio 2022. Alright, that was all the tutorials left in me for today. It is currently 10:08 p.m. So like, what is that? That's like a good 6 hours I've spent doing all of this, and I've done no schoolwork today, so I'm gonna go cram that right now. Yep. See you on Thursday, 4:30 next week for week 3, where we actually do Unity stuff. Bye.